Hi, welcome to Something Good. In review, let's find the positive. Anthony Broadwater, Alice Sebold, Exoneration. Earlier this week, Anthony Broadwater was exonerated for the 1981 RAPE of Alice Sebold. Also earlier this week, Alice's memoir, Lucky, which documented the R, was pulled from shelves, pulled out of circulation, which I think is a good thing, because it depicts a lie, not the actual act, but the person who did it. She issued an apology. You can decide whether it was heartfelt or not, but she did issue an apology. And I think with this situation, we've seen it so many different times. The 80s was a completely different time than where we are now, with racial issues, a white woman, a black man. But when you think about situations like this, it is hard to take or find the positive. So let's take positives away from this, things that we can do and things that can be done to create a positive outcome. The first one being forgiveness. This was an atrocity on both sides. And it's easy to get emotional and take a side, but I have empathy for both. You know, she should be held accountable for her words. It stole a man's life from him several years. He spent 16 years in prison, and then after getting out, he spent several years as a registered sex offender that hindered him from better opportunities and jobs. And it's important to understand time, and being robbed of that, you don't get that back. I think that we have to learn forgiveness in situations like this, and how to move on, how to get a new beginning. You know, getting out of prison was one part of it, but he was still seen as a sex offender. And so he lived with that for so long, knowing that he was innocent. Now he's been exonerated, and he has a new beginning, a new start. Also, how to deal with guilt and living with guilt, knowing that you robbed somebody of their life. And she alluded to that in her apology, of kind of holding that, understanding the responsibility it is on her because of the lie that she told. And although maybe during that time when she said it, it wasn't a lie, she felt like that it was true, it was him. If she really truly does feel guilty, we have to learn, how do we deal with the guilt of stealing someone's life, taking from them, not truly getting justice? And then also, was her actual pissed ever found, ever brought to justice? If an innocent man goes to prison for a crime, justice is not served. And so we have to think about this in our lives. Forgiveness. Even when it's something as horrible and as tragic as this, forgiving someone, moving forward. Forgiveness is important for us so we don't hold that anger and that animosity and resentment in, so we can positively move forward. And what to do with the new start, with the new beginning. Sometimes we have so many external barriers that truly do hold us back. And sometimes we can get used to that, get used to, having those obstacles and those limits. So, how do you take advantage of being free of those? How do you move differently once you are free of those obstacles and those barriers? And understanding that even though those may not be a physical issue anymore, dealing with that internal thing, what that does to you, because it can crush and weaken your resolve and your spirit. And we think about those situations in our lives. No, we haven't been accused of something so horrible and so heinous when we're innocent, but we've been wronged, and we have wronged. And the positive outcome in this is a fresh start, a new beginning, forgiveness, even if it's just within yourself, knowing that you forgive, knowing that you're not holding all that toxic energy and those toxic feelings, because it doesn't do you any good. And then for Alice Sebold, dealing with that guilt and holding yourself responsible without mentally destroying yourself. Understanding what you did was wrong, and the importance of never doing it again. But also allowing yourself to move forward, allowing yourself to move on. And whatever consequences there are, like her book being pulled, maybe other projects being pulled in the future, being able to live with that and in her way, starting over. So I encourage you guys, we've all been wronged. Like I said, we've all wronged. It's important to take a step back, because we get emotional and we get angry, we get upset, and sometimes it's justifiable, but that doesn't help us move forward in our lives, not in a positive way. So take from this story. And also another encouraging thing is the truth did win out. He is free, he is exonerated. And although he doesn't get those 16 years back, his name is free of that charge, free of that label. He is free, and that's an encouraging thing. The truth does win. If you find yourself in a situation where you're in the right but no one else knows it and you're not being treated in that way, just be encouraged that the truth does win out. He maintained his innocence all those years. So even if other people don't believe in you, even if other people don't see your innocence, your goodness, your hard work, stay true to who you are. It may take years, may take weeks or months, but always stay true to who you are, because the truth does win out. That is the positive, that is the encouragement that I want to give to you guys. To be mindful of how we process certain issues and certain things, so that it does not consume us. Bye. Still here? The truth will set us free. Forgiveness is healing. Accountability is important, but do not allow guilt to eat you alive. Like and subscribe. Thank you.